The past 18 months have been exciting and rewarding. I have learned so much from all of you. The time given each candidate was so limited, I want to take an opportunity to address many of your questions. I hope you will take a few minutes each week to hear my views on many issues that concern our members and our association. I am confident after you review my qualifications, consider my experience, and understand my vision for the PGA and our fellow members, you will decide I am the best candidate to be the next Secretary of the PGA of America. And I'm interested in what your thoughts are, so I look forward to speaking to you over the next few months before arriving in Boston in November. Please feel free to contact me anytime. I look forward to seeing all of you in Boston and becoming your next Secretary of the PGA of America.
Ray, what do you think of the three most important programs the association has to offer a PGA member, and how would you further promote and improve these programs?
The standard answer, Frank, is employment, education, and growth of the game. And again, those are programs, but to me they're huge topics that many of our programs fit under. So I'm going to say teaching is one, because that's where we develop our players, and that's where we develop our relationships. Career consultants is my next choice because they're our link to growth. They're our information source. As an individual member, I can call my career consultant, and they're all excellent, and they can give me any kind of information I need. They've become so diversified, it's unbelievable. And I like Get Golf Ready. Get Golf Ready is just simply a program within a lot of other programs that is taken off in a lot of parts of the country that is like a template. I'm co-chair of instruction, and we talk about developing templates for our members. They can take that Get Golf Ready template and adapt it to all kinds of teaching situations. What does that do for them? It gives them an opportunity to expose the game to more people and retain more players because they've exposed more players. So all these programs have a meaningful purpose to the member, and I think that's what's important. They create a skill, they promote, they help you find a position, or they create a golfer. So I think that's where we need to head.
If you're elected, you're an officer of the PGA, what type of analysis would you apply when you're evaluating the association's programs, say both in terms of cost of the programs and also the benefit of the programs to the membership?
Well, I talked about this earlier. I've got to see all the programs either on a spreadsheet or grouped in a basket together to see what they do, what they cost, when they started, how they're attended. You know, who likes them, who doesn't, who uses them, who doesn't. Those are all things that are important. We've got to develop a committee to help us develop programs. Now, what that committee may be, well, it's going to be staff, of course. It's going to be a group of executive directors and, again, career consultants. We want to make sure the entire country is represented as we put these programs together. And we've got to have a process of annually reviewing these programs. Now again, we look at them on the board, but are we really the ones to review these programs? I'm kind of like, when I look at the budget, I like the fact that we have a finance committee. I'd like to have a committee on, programs. I'd like them to tell me what's good and what's bad. That way, I can make a good decision as a board member, what's good and what's bad. And also, I always want to know what the members are thinking, maybe even the career consultants and executive directors. What programs are we lacking? We want to hear that. And if we analyze these things and talk about them annually with a good diversification of people that know what they're talking about, we're going to get good results.
What role do you think the sections should play when it comes to the development of PGA programs and activities?
Well, I think one of the complaints, and I won't say complaints, one of the comments is that a lot of the programs come down from national when they really need to start at the section level. Section executive directors and leaders would like to participate from the ground up. And again, staff, board, we're all aware of that now, and I think that's starting, to happen. It's it's always better in anything you do. I said earlier from the beginning, you know, you always want to ask questions. It's always better to ask those people that are going to execute these programs, how would you make them work? What would you like to see? And again, we talk about putting things on paper. I think that's great too. But in the end, it's how we mix and communicate and actually apply that it really matters. Stuff on paper is not necessarily the answer. It's pushing paper through. Let's do things that create results that our members are happy with. We want more and more tangible things that our members are happy with.
In your opinion, what are the biggest financial concerns, or maybe even we should say threats, facing the PGA of America right now?
Of course, section finances are always going to be a challenge. The National is not directly responsible for those, but we have to have healthy sections. Without healthy sections, we can't operate. And what happens is sections change, leaders change. So that'll always be a challenge. We do a pretty good job with it right now. We've got mostly healthy sections, so that's a good thing. Major championships are a challenge. It's getting tougher out there. There's more competition. I never thought I'd see people watching soccer at my club, but they do. Sponsorship money. Again, look at the corporate environment. Sponsorship money is tougher. And then, of course, we've always got to have funds for proper staffing and programming. You know, we've got to have the best people we can get, so that's going to always be a challenge, to have enough money to hire the correct people to do the best job.